beautiful friends. My name is Anna and today I'm going to show you how to make, as you saw in the title, white chocolate chips guava cookies. These are amazing as they sound. I love anything guava. Maybe that has to do with me being born in the Caribbean, but I love guava pastelitos. I love guava cake. I love anything guava, and these cookies are not the exception. The ingredients are very basic. I'm making a regular cookie dough base, so that's gonna be some all-purpose flour, baking soda, salt. I have brown sugar, granulated sugar. I also have some softened butter, 1 egg. Make sure everything's at room temperature. White chocolate chips, you're going to need some vanilla extract. Now this is some guava paste. You can find this in the international section of a superstore. I also have some Maria cookies. These are just some like golden kind of sweet cookies that are very traditionally Hispanic, so just Google them and you'll be able to find them. So that's pretty much what you're gonna need for the actual cookies. And then I'm gonna make a cream cheese glaze to drizzle on top, and I'm gonna show you the ingredients for that later on. And I also want to mention it's not gonna be a lot of dough because I'm only going to be making half the recipe, because I was testing these last night, just doing a final test for you guys. I wouldn't want to share anything that's not absolutely perfect, and I have a lot of cookies, so I'm not gonna make any more that I need. I have a bowl here. You can do this with your hand mixer or your stand mixer, or even by hand. I'm gonna do it by hand today because I don't feel like doing a lot of dishes. First thing you want to do, remember, I have some softened butter. It's important that your butter is softened in a room temperature along with your eggs. That way everything kind of bakes evenly and it's just easier to cream everything together. So add both sugars along with your butter. Once you get to the point where you can no longer mix it with your whisk, it just gets too hard, switch to your spatula and just kind of mix, cream everything together until everything's really nice and creamy. Now I regret not doing this with my hand mixer, because it just would have been so much quicker and easier. Okay, so this looks pretty good. I'm going to add my egg. When you make the full recipe, it calls for 2 eggs. Make sure you add 1 egg at a time. So add 1, mix it in, and then add the other egg. I'm gonna switch to my whisk. Add the vanilla extract and continue mixing. With the back of my whisk here, I'm just going to combine baking soda, salt, flour. That way when we add it, you'll know that everything is going to be well combined. So now we're switching back to this spatula and we're going to add half the flour first. We're just going to kind of fold it in. Now we add the rest of the flour. You want to just like fold it in just until everything is nicely combined, but you don't want to over mix it. This looks good enough. So you can see your regular cookie dough. Now I'm going to add my chocolate chip along with my guava paste. Now I'm gonna cut my guava paste into small little cubes. I'll show you right now. So I like to do cubes about this size. They're not too big, they're not too small. I'm just gonna add it right in. Now we're gonna mix this into the dough. Again, just until barely combined. These look pretty good, as you can see. Everything is nice and combined. Now I'm going to cover this and pop it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. This step I find it to be crucial, because if you don't let your dough cool for a little bit, it's just gonna spread out too much. My cookies are in the fridge. They just need about 10 more minutes, so I'm gonna start making the glaze so it's ready. By the time obviously the cookies are ready to go into the oven, which I already have my oven preheating to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So for the glaze, you're going to need, very simple, some room temperature cream cheese, a little bit of milk, room temperature as well, and some powdered sugar along with a drizzle of vanilla extract. That's all you're going to need. So what I'm gonna do is start whisking my cream cheese. I'm gonna make it as smooth as I possibly can. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the powdered sugar with a little bit of the milk. I'm just gonna mix this, and then I'll add the rest of the powdered sugar with more milk and the vanilla extract. I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla extract, and I'm just gonna mix it all together. Perfect. So you don't want it too runny. You don't want it too thick. To me, I think this is perfect. Now, this I'm going to set aside until we are ready to use it. Now, I have Maria cookies here. I'm just going to break them up into small little pieces. Just with my hands is fine. Doesn't have to be anything perfect. You just want small little pieces. You want something about kind of like this size. See, not too big. This is ready. Our glaze is ready. We're just gonna wait for the oven to preheat, and we'll start scooping the cookies. I have my baking sheet ready, lined with some parchment paper. I also have a cookie scoop. Got my cookie dough here. It was in the fridge for exactly 30 minutes. You don't want to leave it no less, no more, because if you leave it less time, they're gonna spread, like I said, a little bit more. If you leave them there too long, they're not gonna spread enough, and they're gonna stay kind of like really big and puffy. And I mean, if that's how you like it, by all means, you can do whatever it is that you like. It's your kitchen, your rules. So, but that's just how I like. I like to make my cookies ginormous. Like, I like to make them really big, at least for these cookies. So what I do, I get literally 2 scoops . Right, and you want to put them pretty spread apart, so when they start spreading, they don't get together with one another. I like to kind of just press them down. Okay, dokie. So I'm only able to fit about 5 in this big baking sheet because, like I said, these are going to be really big. So I'm going to pop this into my oven, 375 for about 8 to 10 minutes. Since these are really big, they might need a little more time to bake. Cookies literally just came out of the oven. I cooked them for 10 minutes. They're nice and golden around the edges, and they look amazing. So while the cookies are still hot, I'm gonna add some cookies, and I'm gonna add some of them to all of them. Okay, and now you want to kind of press it down a little bit, so as the cookies kind of cool down and harden up a bit, the Maria cookies are gonna stay in there. They're not gonna go anywhere. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna let this cool for about 3 minutes before I transfer them to a cooling rack, and then I'm gonna let them cool for another 5 minutes, and I'm gonna drizzle that cream cheese glaze, because if we drizzle it right now, it's just gonna go all over, and there's no point in it. So these have cooled down quite nicely, and I have my victim here. This is the one that I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna drizzle with a little bit of the glaze just right on top. So this is what you want it to look like, so you can see. I'm gonna break it in half. I want you guys to see. Look at that. Look at this. Look at the little pieces. Look at the little piece of guava right there. That's where. so good. This is it for this recipe. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, these are so good. I know you will love it because I do. And every time I make these cookies, everyone just loves them because they're a bit different. Like always, if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.